KCEN TV presents Bill Ross, Patricia Musburger, Bruce Thomas, and Chris Masseau. This is Newswatch 6 Nightcast.
A little bit of Fifth Mac and a 1% growth will be larger in the next 4 or 5 years.
That's Jim Hawkins, Assistant Superintendent of the Killeen School District, talking about the expected increase in student population in the near future. Good evening, and thanks for watching. The Killeen District hopes to build 2 secondary schools soon to help keep pace with the growth.
The school board is looking for ways to raise money. It wants to put a school bond issue on the ballot later this year. Some estimate the cost would be more than $22 million.
Probably anticipate a bond issue this fall. The board will yet have to decide what will be in that package, how much it will be. We'll probably be selecting architects, financial advisors, putting together the teams that will identify the issues and make the plans.
This would only be the first phase. The district hopes to build new elementary and middle schools in the coming years. Waco police are working to reverse a state law that allows anyone serving a life sentence to seek parole after 35 years. If life really starts to mean life behind bars, there's going to be added burden on overcrowded prisons. And overcrowded prisons means some state prisoners end up in county jails. Then the jails are overcrowded.
I'm not sure that we're handling the problem in the future in the direction we're going right now and building more facilities. We need to get back to punishment, a deterrent to people wanting to go to the penitentiary or not fearing going to the penitentiary or to county jails.
But Texas is tough in one respect. Since the death penalty became legal again in 1982, 50 people have been executed here, including 2 this week.
And one of those executed was a Bryan man. He's become the 10th person to be executed in Texas this year. Robert Black was put to death for hiring a hitman to kill his wife. Black found the gunman through a classified ad in Soldier of Fortune magazine. Sandra Black was killed in her Bryan home in 1985.
A recent study shows fewer Americans are smoking now than at any time since World War II. But smoking is still a major problem around the world. A British medical journal says 1 of every 5 people in industrialized nations will die from smoking-related disease in the next 10 years. Here's Andy Field.
It's not just any old habit. It's an addiction. Tobacco and nicotine are more addicting than heroin.
The soon-to-be new American Lung Association president understands why his patients can't always let go of their cigarettes until they end up on his operating table. Former smoker Charles Harp left the hospital today after a heart attack and a bypass surgery. 30 years of warnings didn't stop the habit. The heart attack did.
You know, I can't walk up and down stairs like I used to. Can't even drive a car. I had never thought about that aspect of smoking disease. We're down to 40%.
The smoking epidemic could send an estimated 21 million people here. Many may end up on respirators with lung and heart disease. Others aren't that lucky. That's what the British medical journal Lancet says will happen over the next decade in many industrialized countries. And that each puff is helping grow lung, mouth, kidney, and bladder cancers. Many smokers are finally seeing the facts and quitting on their own. Others need some help.
You have the capacity to relax deeply and thoroughly.
Hypnosis and therapy help a small percentage of smokers who really want to quit.
Through hypnosis, you can appeal to the side of the person that is strong and that does want to stop and make it stronger.
There's good news in today's report. Female high school students and dropouts smoking has dropped 10%. The number of black smokers has been cut in half in the last 2 decades. But there still is a risk that you can get sick from secondhand smoke. The Tobacco Institute did not want to comment on today's studies. But a man just out of heart surgery urged other smokers not to wait for a heart attack.
I wish to God I had never started.
In Washington, I'm Andy Field.
A number of Central Texans became Blood Brothers for Life today. Donors filled the American Red Cross in reply to their pleas for help. The Red Cross says they need extra blood during holiday weekends due to the rising number of car accidents that happen during the increased traffic. The annual Blood Brothers campaign was a success, but the need for all types of blood continues tonight.
During this time, because we have more people traveling on the road and more emergencies, and that always increases usage during this time. Also, we're going to be closed on Memorial Day, so we have 3 days where we won't be collecting any units of blood.
If you'd like to make a donation, the Red Cross will be open again on Tuesday.
And still ahead, an unusual look at the lottery.
And we'll get ready for those mosquitoes. Stay with us.
Imagine no longer being bound by the limits of your telephone. Imagine personal communication no longer tied to a home, an office, even a car. Imagine the ability to call or be called, so you can go where you want to go, do what you want to do. That's why Cellular One is building a new cellular network across North America. Imagine what that freedom can mean to you, to all of us. To reserve your number, call our number, 1-800-IMAGINE.
First, we brought you the Blizzard!
Now Dairy Queen brings you the Breeze! Dairy Queen non-fat frozen yogurt, blended fresh with your favorite fruit, candy, or nuts. And it's on sale now for just 99 cents.
So whatever the weather,
At Dairy Queen, the forecast is always
a blizzard!
or a breeze.
Lady Borden Premium Ice Cream. Now every flavor has more flavor. More rich roasted pecans. More pure creamy chocolate. More luscious hand-picked strawberries. Lady Borden Premium Ice Cream. Full of more good things than ever before. You'll love Lady Borden Premium Ice Cream with more flavor in every flavor.
Los Angeles police officer Lawrence Powell will be retried on charges related to the Rodney King beating. That tops our Newswatch segment tonight. The judge's decision overrode objections by Powell's lawyer, who claims his client can't get a fair trial in Los Angeles. A jury in suburban Ventura County acquitted 3 other officers, but the jury deadlocked on account of excessive force against Powell. His trial has been set for October 19th. Black state legislators say it's time for the black community to confront the AIDS epidemic. The National Black Caucus of State Legislators is meeting in Washington, D.C. for a 3-day conference on the disease. Colorado State Senator Regis Groff says AIDS is surpassing poverty and violence as the worst problem facing blacks today. Texas Senator Eddie Bernice says that's because blacks have less access to health care and less sanitary conditions. A 3-year FBI sting operation at O'Hare Airport has led to the arrest of 17 workers. The baggage handlers are accused of stealing jewelry, guns, and clothing from suitcases. One baggage handler is charged with stealing handguns and selling them to gang members and drug dealers. An FBI agent worked undercover as a baggage handler from 1989 to 1990 to build the case.
All this week in our special assignment report, Playing the Odds, we've looked at the pros and cons of a state lottery. Photographer Steve Rourke and I spent time in Shreveport to find out how the Louisiana lottery is working. Tonight we get the opinion of a man who's got an unusual way of looking at things. We caught up with Teddy Allen and his son at a schoolyard. Teddy is a columnist with the Shreveport Times. He's watched the way people react to the lottery.
And I don't think that it's caused any big problem. It takes a lot longer to get a big gulp, you know, if you go into Circle K than you used to, because there's a grandma or two in there trying to fill out their tickets. But other than that, I hadn't noticed a big change at all.
Any kind of lottery fever?
Well, as a matter of fact, just riding down here a couple of blocks, I passed 3 cars, and it makes me circumstance with how lucky can you get bumper stickers on them. And, of course, you know, that we run those commercials day and night, the lottery commercials always on television. And other than that, I mean, nobody's running down the street in their underwear, you know, showing off winning tickets. But folks are excited, just like it would be anywhere if there's a chance to win free money.
Of course, it's not really free, and the jury is still out on whether the lottery will be a net plus for Texas.
It is not a save-all. It's questionable how much money that will bring in, and it's not a steady amount of income. It may come and go. I think it's kind of a feel-good type situation of people coming in and saying, yeah, I want to buy a lottery ticket and I want to scratch off, and it sounds good and it looks good, and there's always the dream and the hope at the end of the rainbow, but it doesn't come true for many people.
In his own way, even Teddy Allen isn't sure about the lottery.
I mean, I bought probably 12 tickets
Teddy has a unique perspective. Actually, the first instant game starts in Texas next week and the big lotto game in a few months. We'll just have to see if Texas is doing the right thing by playing the odds.
Our mild winter and heavy rains are giving a big boost to a real pest, mosquitoes. But there are things you can do to cut down on the number of mosquitoes that hatch. First, you need to empty containers, such as old tires, jars, and bottles that could hold stagnant water. And by fixing outside plumbing, mosquitoes won't have a place to lay their eggs.
Any area where there's standing water. So it's real important this time of year, especially with all the rains that we've had recently, to sort of scour through the yard and the areas around the house, empty any containers that may be holding water, to try to dry out any low areas of land where there is water standing, or perhaps to apply some sort of insecticide if it's...
Mosquitoes carry diseases like yellow fever, dengue, and malaria.
Well, how about some sun to dry it up?
Well, no. It looks like the next couple of days there may be some sun, but there's also going to be some rain, and I'll tell you when and where, and have your Memorial Day forecast right after this.
The Toyota Memorial Day Sell-a-thon is happening at Jeff Hunter Toyota, Waco Drive near New Road. Sunday noon to 8 and all day Monday till 8. Save money on every Toyota car, truck, or van on the lot. Hunter will be closed Saturday to prepare for this two-day sale. But hang on, the markdowns are worth the wait. Every vehicle will be tagged with a low, no-hassle price. Don't miss the Toyota Memorial Day Sell-a-thon at Jeff Hunter Toyota, Waco Drive near New Road. Be there.
It's Tyco's Incredible Crash Dummies, a smash hit with kids. They're now appearing at Citgo in original travel activity books. Each is a different adventure story with games, puzzles, surprises, and safety lessons kids can live by. And each is only 99 cents. Stop in at any participating Citgo for all this fun. And on the way...
Don't you be a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
The Incredible Crash Dummies travel activity books. Hurry to Citgo. At 99 cents, they'll go fast.
Here it comes. Don't you love that lucky feeling? Oh, it's fun to anticipate that feeling. It could happen any minute. You could be the one to win when you play the game of Texas. Here's the fun. So get out there and get in it, 'cause somebody's gonna win when you play the game of Texas. Here's the fun.
At the Olive Garden, at the end of every bowl of crisp salad, every basket of breadsticks, and every smile, you will always find another and another. The Olive Garden Italian restaurant, where all the best of Italy is yours.
Only two American-made luxury automobiles provide both driver and passenger side airbags. One of them is a Lincoln. And the other one is a Lincoln. With Lincoln, it's easy to be on the safe side.
Now, get $1,500 cash on a 92 Lincoln.
Well, for the first time in a couple of weeks, we didn't see widespread rainfall in the heart of Texas today, but I hope you enjoyed it today, because it looks like showers and thunderstorms will start moving in for tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and unfortunately Tuesday as well. As we take a look at the numbers for today, behind some background video of Salado Creek that was retrieved for me by Cletus Johnson tonight. See the highs today around 88 degrees in Waco, 86 in Temple and Bryan College Station, 61 degrees for a low in Waco and Killeen, 59 in Temple, and 63 in Bryan College Station. Just a trace of rainfall at Waco and Temple, at .03 in Killeen, and it hasn't rained in Bryan College Station today. Normally we should have 66 to 86 for this date. The record's 54 in 1945 and 97 in 1961. The sun will rise at 6:28, and we'll set at 8:24 tomorrow night. And we'll take a rain check tonight. We'll see for this month, we've had 3.66, which is kind of unusually below normal for this time of the year, or for May rather. But for the year now, 19.28, 6.28 inches above what we should have for this time of the year. Well, temperatures currently across the heart of Texas are in the mid-70s. That's quite mild. 77 degrees in Mejia for the region's warmest reading currently. 71 degrees in Lampasas for the coolest. 74 in Temple, Waco, and Killeen. 74 in Marlin, and 73 degrees in Bryan College Station. Currently here at Channel 6, we have mostly clear skies, a relative humidity of 78%. The dew point extremely high at 66 degrees. And the temperature is going to fall to the dew point tonight, so look for low clouds and fog developing around tomorrow morning. Light southeast winds at 2 miles an hour, and the barometric pressure 30.06 inches of mercury, and it's on the rise. Now, as we take a look at the infrared satellite sequence throughout the nation today, I want you to watch this little counterclockwise spinning in the atmosphere. That's a upper level low pressure system, and little impulses of energy are rotating on the back side of the system, causing some very heavy thunderstorms out in West Texas. We'll focus in on those in just a second. But I'll run this one more time, and another factor for all these thunderstorms is a counterclockwise rotating area of upper level high pressure. That's feeding in moisture in the low levels of the atmosphere, and this upper level low out in southwestern Arizona is feeding in low level impulses. All these are going to come together tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So look for scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon hours. But I'll tell you just a second how this area of thunderstorm activity could give us a few showers for tomorrow morning as well. The jet stream tonight at 32,000 feet. You can see this counterclockwise rotating area of low pressure. This is cut off from the main flow. The main jet stream is staying up to the north, kind of hugging the U.S.-Canada border, keeping the much colder air up in Canada. And there is that upper-level high-pressure system that I spoke of. Now, focusing in on Texas, look at this very strong area of thunderstorms. They've had 6 tornadoes reported out in West Texas this evening. Latest severe thunderstorm warning is for Howard County. That's around Big Spring. They've had 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Numerous reports of baseball-sized hail, including some damage reports out of Scurry County. That's around 150 miles southeast of Lubbock, 150 miles northwest of Abilene, too. And all this area of thunderstorm activity is slowly moving to the south and east. Now, as we take a look at the current surface features tonight, you can see a cool front starting to make its way into the Texas Panhandle, and there's also what's called an outflow boundary. When these thunderstorms die out, they push the air ahead of it, and that's just like a little cool front. Now, what worries me about this system out of West Texas is this outflow boundary is moving to the south and east. These thunderstorms will die out, and as they do tonight, this outflow boundary will move to the south and east, and that could kick off a few showers and thunderstorms starting probably toward tomorrow morning and around noon or so tomorrow. So we're not through with this yet. This could be moving in. There's quite a bit of warm, moist air ahead of it, and that could spark a few showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow morning. Now, as we take a look at the temperatures, currently 75 degrees in Austin, 62 with a thunderstorm in progress in Midland, 66 degrees in Amarillo, slightly cooler behind this front, 61 degrees at Garden City, Kansas. The extremes across the state today range from 92 degrees at Lajitas for the state's high, and it got down to 53 degrees out in Marfa for the state's low. Well, here's your forecast map for tomorrow night at this time. That front will sag to the Red River Valley, and we're going to see quite a few scattered showers and thunderstorms ahead and behind this frontal system. And this is going to slowly drift to the south, and by Sunday morning, it should be around the Waco, Temple-Killeen area. And that's going to spell trouble for our Memorial Day forecast. Your forecast in detail over the next 48 hours across the heart of Texas looks like this for tonight. Look for mostly clear skies. I'm going to put an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but that's mainly for the western portions of our viewing area around San Saba and Llano counties. Look for a low of 66 degrees with, again, low clouds and fog developing before morning, light southeast winds. For tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And again, we could see a few thunderstorms tomorrow morning as well if that outflow boundary gets a little closer to us. High of 86 degrees, southeast winds 6 to 12 for tomorrow night. Partly cloudy skies, scattered more early evening showers and thunderstorms mainly. A low of 67 degrees, southeast wind. And for Sunday, unfortunately, numerous showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be heavy on Sunday with a high of 83 degrees. Now, the outlook will take us into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Bill, Patricia, at that time, we should have scattered mainly afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So for those of you going out for your Memorial Day weekend, carry an umbrella with you and take along a little radio or TV and kind of stay abreast of weather conditions because they will definitely be changing minute to minute.
We're getting real tired of it.
Well, I think a lot of people are, but it's springtime, and May is our wettest month, so we kind of expect it.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Health professionals face the risk of contracting AIDS, hepatitis, and other diseases every time they use a syringe. That's led to some new laws aimed at protecting both the doctor and patient. Dr. Bob Lanier has more in tonight's 60-Second House Call.
60-Second House Call with Dr. Bob Lanier is brought to you by Metroplex Hospital, Killeen and Coppers Cove, and Rawlinsbrook Community Hospital, Lampasas, where you get heartwarming health care.
It's instinctive for a healthcare worker to recap a needle, but it'll soon be against the law. This is why it's a scene repeated 800,000 times a year in this country, an accidental needle stick because of recapping. Sometimes it leads to disaster, like it did for this specialist in infectious disease.
While drawing blood from an HIV-infected patient, I had an accidental needle stick.
To help prevent these disasters, the Occupational Health and Safety Administration, OSHA, will dictate by law some changes in your doctor's decor. Now, don't be alarmed when you see the red plastic jugs in every exam room. If an OSHA inspector finds even one recapped needle in any disposal canister, the doctor will be fined heavily. Now, these and other harsh penalties are designed to make everyone safer. The impact these programs have should make you feel a little bit more confident around someone with a syringe in their hand. I'm Dr. Bob Lanier.
60-second house call with Dr. Bob Lanier has been brought to you by Metroplex Hospital, Killeen and Copperas Cove, and Rollinsbrook Community Hospital, Lampasas.
Still to come, the Jazz tries to stop the Blazers.
And the Cadets try to advance in the playoffs. Chris has sports next.
Now during Dodge's first national minivan sale, get hundreds cash back on popular caravan options, ranging from leather trim to anti-lock brakes to child safety seats. In addition to cash back on popular options, get a $500 rebate too. See your nearest Dodge dealer by June 22nd.
America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan.
It's Weberg Furniture's best savings event.
It's Weberg's biggest Memorial Day weekend sale.
This weekend, free credit for 6 months.
Discounts and sale prices store-wide.
Fantastic buys like this quality sleep set from Famous Sealy in King, Queen, Full, or Twin. Your choice, just $88.
You'll save hundreds on the new furniture you want.
With 6 months of no payments or interest and no money down.
As Weberg gives you their best financing offer.
Through Monday only.
Weberg's huge Memorial Day weekend sale.
Sensational.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge.
Remember, the money you give stays here to help our kids at Scott & White.
Please join us for the Children's Miracle Network Telethon, May 30th and 31st.
Tonight, witness television history. It's Johnny's final Tonight Show. Join Johnny, Ed, Doc, and the Tonight Show band one last time. After 30 years, he saved the best for last. A living legend says goodbye. Later tonight.
Your Ford dealers are having an incredible sale right now, but that doesn't mean everybody's going to be there. I'm not there.
Now get each dealer's lowest selling prices. Save hundreds, even thousands, like over $2,700 on F-150 and $1,200 on Taurus, all before you make your best deal.
They're not there.
Hurry to your Texas Ford dealer's Memorial Weekend event.
He won't.
UMHB keeps rolling along.
Yeah, we told you guys earlier this week that they were busing all the way from Belton to Des Moines, Iowa. If you're going to bus that far, you may as well win a couple games, right? The University of Mary Hardin-Baylor's baseball team wins their first game in the NAIA World Series this afternoon. 8-5 was the final, and the Crusaders next play tomorrow night at 7 against the Lewis and Clark against Winona first-round game. High school playoffs at Farrell Field all day today. The late game has Connolly against Crockett, bottom of the first. Allen Lane crushes one to the wall. A run comes in to score, makes it 1-0 Cadets. Top of the second, though, Crockett goes crazy. Tony Saluski, base hit. 2 runs come in to score, makes it 2-1 Crockett. A couple of batters later, it's Bruce McKnight. He pulls one down the line. 2 runs come in to score, and watch the way Saluski crosses the plate. Yeah. That makes it 4-1 Crockett. They are in the 7th inning now, Crockett leading it 12-1. Now, also from earlier this afternoon, Rosebud Lot against China Spring, playing a tight one. Gilby Beckham, the master on the mound. He gets a strikeout right there. And this is the way Gilby gets out of a jam. Ground ball to first is booted by the first baseman, but Mickey Meacham is caught sleeping off a third base. That ends the threat still. 1-0 China Spring. They add a run when Jimmy Holcomb is safe at first. That makes it 2-0 China Spring, but Gilby Beckham says, hey, I don't need these runs. I'll do it on my own. He throws a one-hitter, gets the shutout with the last out here. China Spring advances, beating Rosebud Lot final score was 2-0. We have one other college baseball score to throw at you now. In the NCAA tournament, Texas beats Virginia Commonwealth 2-0. The Longhorns advance to play the loser of tonight's UT Arlington-Creighton game. In the majors now, the Rangers hope for better results tonight against the Royals after last night's blown lead. Kevin Reimer, a 2-run hit, makes it 2-1. Rafael Palmeiro then dumps one into the corner. Jeff Houston on the hit run comes all the way to score from first. They are in the 8th now, and Texas should be able to hold on to this one. The score is 9-2. American League scores now. Milwaukee, New York tied up at 9 in the 11th. Pitchers duel there, I guess. Oakland beats Boston 5-3. Same scores. Baltimore takes California. Detroit doubles up on Minnesota 6-3, and Toronto takes care of Chicago. The Astros visiting the formerly hot Cardinals tonight. Eric Anthony tries to cool them off. Into the corner for extra bases. 2 runs come in to score. That makes it 2 zip Stros in the first inning. They are in the 5th now. Houston still leads it. The score is 3-1. 2 other scores from the National League. These are finals. The Astros a bit behind because of an hour and 17-minute rain delay. These 2 games are done. Montreal, behind the new manager, Philippe Alou, beats Atlanta 7-1, and Philadelphia takes Cincinnati 8-2. The NBA playoffs continue tonight. Game 3 of the Jazz Trailblazers series. Portland up 2-game zip coming in. So, Utah better win on their home floor tonight, or it could be all over. But the Blazers are the ones who come out strong with Jerome Kersey gliding for the dunk. Portland by 8 at the half. Then the Blazers fall down, kind of like the gorilla. Blue Edwards gets the offensive rebound inside, shuffles around a bit, and then gets the slam. Unsung hero time now for the Jazz. It's Mike Brown driving for the layup. The Blazers' lead is cut to 2-1. Utah wins it tonight, 97-89. That series getting just a little bit more interesting. Also to pass along here, the MCT golf team gets a bid today to the Junior College National Golf Tournament, so way to go Highlanders there.
Don't get overconfident about the Rangers. The bullpen still has to finish this game.
Well, they allowed 6 runs in the last 2 innings yesterday, which if you do that tonight, they'd still win by 1. So I guess they're okay.
All right.
As long as Nolan Ryan's not pitching, the bullpen will probably be okay.
Let's hope so.
All right.
Thanks. Still ahead, Steve, as the breakfast forecast.
And we'll say goodbye to a living legend one last time, right after this.
There was a time when a car dealer stocked a handful of trucks and said they were in the truck business. Times have changed. Announcing the grand opening of Don Ringler's Texas Truck Center. Over 200 new trucks available, a brand new truck showroom, and a dealership dedicated to Texas truck buyers. It's about time you got the attention you deserve. And Don Ringler delivers. The best selection and unbeatable grand opening deals. Don Ringler's Texas Truck Center. Good people making good truck deals.
Mr. Phipps. Freddie, if you want to do pretzels again, fine, but I think they need a little work. Mr. Phipps. They could be lighter, crispier somehow. You follow me?
Mr. Phipps.
Wait. I've got an idea. What's the tastiest part of the pretzel?
The crispy outside.
No, the crispy outside. So what if we created a pretzel that only has an outside, sort of a chip? A chip you can dip. Get it?
Got it.
Now, what can we call them?
Mr. Phipps pretzel chips.
Now, and new fat-free.
Now through Saturday at Home Ideas, all mattresses are on sale, like this Sealy Posturepedic with exclusive inner spring units for comfort and support and an 18-year warranty, only $149. We challenge you to find a Sealy Posturepedic at this price anywhere, and the Sealy Posture Premium only $98. Plus, we won't be undersold. When it comes to a great selection of mattresses at great low prices, take a look at Home Ideas.
At the Olive Garden Italian restaurant, we speak a different language. We have no words for can't. And won't. And impossible. No phrases for a little less. Or not too much. In fact, we don't know the meaning of enough. Some would say speaking a different language can make all the difference in the world. The Olive Garden Italian restaurant, where all the best of Italy is yours.
In just a few minutes, you'll see the last edition of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson.
And we're told Johnny will share some memories with you. But first, we've got a few memories of our own. Here's Richard Tollison.
I was a support player. I'm very
In 1962, it was far from certain that Johnny Carson would become the king of late-night television. In fact, when he took over the reins, a TV Guide article wondered if he would have what it would take to fill the shoes of the mercurial Jack Parr. Those questions were answered long ago. During NBC's dark years of the 1970s, when the network couldn't buy a hit, there was always The Tonight Show. The program has changed a little over the years. It was originally an hour and 45 minutes, starting at 10:15 Central Time, although old TV Guide listings show that KCEN TV joined the program in progress at 10:30. Then in 1967, the show was pared down to 90 minutes. A few years ago, the program was reduced again to an hour. In 1974, Carson took the show from New York to Burbank. He should have taken his file tapes with him. An overzealous janitor threw out the first 5 years of The Tonight Show, and any clips prior to 1967 are preserved purely by happy accident. In fact, no tape or kinescope exists of that first program, in which Groucho Marx introduced America to the new kid who would become our bedtime companion for the next 4 decades. We've loved Johnny through his career success and his marital failures. And through it all, there's been Ed McMahon.
Have another question?
Yeah, no, you have kind of a goodbye message for us.
No, did we miss a couple here?
No, I went right from 20 to 21. Well, and you've got kind of a goodbye message, something you're going to be doing later.
I thought we missed a couple of questions.
No.
Are you sure? Well, Bob over here has some different cards.
Yes, we've laughed, and lately we've cried a few times. And now we'll say goodnight to an institution we thought would always be there. Johnny Carson, the king of late night whom we've taken for granted. Listen carefully at 11:35. That sound you hear will be the collective sound of a nation sniffling back its tears. Richard Tollison, Newswatch 6.
You know, it's hard to believe I wasn't even born when he took over.
Well, I was, and I've seen a lot of them. And he's
Yeah.
really just a genius, I guess is the only way to describe it.
Yeah,
In his own
I
way,
agree.
he's a genius.
Sure is. Yeah. You and me both.
Yeah.
I think Chris too.
And all of us over here.
Oh, I feel it all.
Yeah.
But Jay Leno's no slouch. Jay
That's
Leno's
right.
no
No, I
slouch,
agree.
so I think the show will probably continue going on, just as it always
I hope
has,
so.
I guess.
I hope so.
Like I would know, like I was around for 22 guys.
I'll tell y'all after the show's over, I'll tell you about the good old days.
Okay, you do
Let's
that.
move on to weather before they make me feel even older.
Okay, well, the breakfast forecast for tomorrow morning, I think we'll have a few clouds around, some thunderstorms by tomorrow afternoon. Could have a few tomorrow morning as well. We'll have to wait and see on that. 66 degrees, up to around 86 by tomorrow afternoon, but take your umbrella with you.
Okay, Chris.
Okay, another college baseball score from the NCAA tournament. Georgia Tech and A&M playing tonight go extra innings, and Georgia Tech beats A&M 3-2. Apparently the Aggies' winning run was on its way to score, but he didn't, and Tech did, so the Aggies lose. Of course, double elimination, so they're still okay, but they're down 1 now.
And the Horns are still alive in Austin.
Texas won their first game 2-0, so they are not quite the second-round game yet, but they have won their first game. Also tonight, Crockett was beating Connolly, and China Spring won this afternoon.
All right, thanks. We leave you tonight with the La Vega Primary School Mini Olympics.
Have a very nice weekend.
Good night, everybody.